Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers podcast for episode 165 for the 22nd of May 2022. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
Happy Victoria Day weekend, Jody.
What?
Happy Victoria Day weekend.
Why? What is it? Eh?
It's Victoria Day. May 2-4 in
What's
Canada.
That? For you guys. Right,
I'm off tomorrow. That's what it means.
Are you?
Aye.
Oh, that's nice.
So to celebrate, I'm having a beer.
Root beer. So what's Victoria Day? What does that mean to you?
Queen Victoria.
And?
She was the sovereign when Canada was created in 1867.
All right, so it's a kind of
Did I got that right?
A day of reckoning.
A day of rest. It's not quite Independence Day, but she was the reigning monarch at the time, so therefore she gets a holiday.
That was a good excuse for a holiday.
And you have to have one in May. Mm-hmm. I mean, what are you going to do? Have it at the start of May?
Yeah, you do.
No, we have it at the end of May. We have the last
May
Monday
Day?
in May.
May
Yeah, we
Day's
don't have
the last...
May Day. No, you have May Day. We don't have May Day. We don't do May Day.
Can we start the podcast? Can we start the podcast again?
You have May Day. We don't have May Day.
Okay.
Although the French for help me is May Day.
It is. That's funny. That.
For me. As opposed to Ascension Sunday.
We're just talking about France there.
We were, yeah. Apparently Jody was wanting to get to France.
I was.
Yeah, that's enough of that. No more bells.
No, that's fine.
Jody's dressed like like Dale from Chip and Dale. And if you don't get that, you must be listening to the podcast. We're on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you like this, don't forget to hit the old like button, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. Should Jody or I wear alternate wearing Hawaiian t-shirts? Shirts. Is it a button-down shirt? I can't really see.
It's a t-shirt.
Oh, it's a t-shirt. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a flary Hawaiian style t-shirt. It's kind of summery today.
Very nice.
Well, kind of tropical summer because we had a bit monsoon earlier. But yeah.
We had a monsoon. Yeah. It did not go well. It killed 5 people here.
Whoa!
It was a bad storm. It was a bad storm. It was 2 hours. It was 2 hours.
Killed rain?
5 people. No, killed by lightning and trees falling on people and upturned boats and God knows what else.
Fair enough. Because you have an issue with Luke Skywalker dying in a rock in Last Jedi, don't you?
He just faded into non-existence. Sorry, became one with the Force. I don't know.
Yeah, not a hero's death. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm over it now, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm over it.
Talking of the tea, shall we talk about it?
Yes.
Sad news in the world of sport. I'm afraid Vangelis, Chariots of Fire composer. Well, Chariots of Fire, the British racing team. No? Okay. I thought it was a good segue.
No.
Vangelis is dead. 79. 79 he was.
79.
So
again, I thought he was dead.
I mean, so we were talking about like what other ones they did. So we mistook the fact that Jean-Michel Jarre did Oxygen, which was part of Gallipoli.
Yeah,
because ding, ding, ding,
I was thinking of Vangelis, but it was
but it's not. It wasn't
Michel Jarre.
Jean-Michel Jarre, but it was some other guy called Brian May, not the guitarist Brian May, but some other guy called Brian May.
Yeah.
He did the music for Gallipoli as well.
Yeah.
So, but he's only ever done like Chariots of Fire, Blade Runner, and I think another couple of things. But they're so iconic. Like when you think of Blade Runner, you think of Vangelis.
Oh my God, I know. I tell you what,
and everybody who has done running has at some point gone that
tune alone is just unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, and the Blade Runner soundtrack is just off the scale.
Yeah, it's off the chain.
He also did a very famous song you would recognise with John Anderson from Yes, which is a really kind of famous piece of music as well. It was kind of used quite a lot back in the day, not so much now, but Chariots of Fire, you still bloody hear. I mean, we had Chariots of Fire on in the car, so much so that I started listening to Vangelis to go to sleep because it was kind of that kind of that. I don't mean that as an insult, but it's that kind of pace of music, the kind of synth thing, and it's just
growing
lovely,
up in Greece.
It's just a lovely. I think his music was really lovely, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very sad.
I definitely. I mean, when I think of Blade Runner, I mean that's what I think of is Rain and Vangelis.
Did he do the music for the sequel, the Blade Runner sequel?
I don't know if he did. No, my guess is it would be Hans Zimmer or the other guy that doesn't. I'll look it up.
But if he was still alive, why wouldn't he have some element to it? You know?
Yeah, I mean maybe the main theme or something. Where are we? Denis Villeneuve. Where's the crew? How do you get to crew? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Cast and crew. Story. Talk amongst yourselves.
You should probably just have typed in Blade
composer.
Runner.
Yeah, should have.
Composer.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer.
The hands
man.
The hands have it.
Cinematography by Roger Deakins.
Bloody legend. Hans Zimmer for me is a bit rhythmic compared to Vangelis. Was more kind of, it was like a kind of a wash kind of coming over you. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas I think Hans Zimmer's always kind of, you know.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love Hans Zimmer. Don't get me wrong. You know.
Talking to film composers, and this is what we always do. If you haven't tuned in before, is we start off with a topic and then immediately springboard to something else. But I was thinking back to Doctor Strange 2, and as much as I'm not a huge fan of Danny Elfman because he does that type stuff a bit too much, that soundtrack was really good for brilliant. Doctor Strange 2. But yeah, I think you're right. It's the same kind of idea. It's not. It's more of a sort of like a. It like complements the movie rather than like takes it over.
It's like waves coming up.
Because when you think of things like Inception, you think of that bwom thing, and that's just too overpowering. And plus Interstellar as well, which was too damn noisy.
I'm saying that Hans Zimmer's more kind of the kind of metronome.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, but it's too overpowering. Whereas Vangelis, the music complemented it. But
then Christopher Nolan's movies are all about time when you look at them. You know, you look at Interstellar, it's all about time.
So you say he's a one-trick pony?
Dunkirk, well, he's obsessed with time completely. You know, the Inception,
the marching of.
Dunkirk. I mean, the way it was done, it was all kind of, you know, not in sequence.
Right.
And then you know, and stuff like that. So he's kind of obsessed with time. I know this is all about Vangelis, though. So yeah, it's very sad.
Vangelis, Greek composer,
legend,
no longer with us.
Yeah.
EA is wanting to join the merry ranks of people to merge with.
Aye, this is quite a surprise, is it not?
So Microsoft announced that they were going to buy Activision Blizzard, which is still going through regulatory approval or something.
Explains all the bloody microtransactions, mind you, loot boxes and things.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
feel like they're trying to clamour for more cash.
Yeah, because it's expensive to make video games. That's the problem. Of
course,
it's not a cheap endeavor.
I know, right? But I think it's a bit of a not a criminal activity, but I think it's because it's not. But I think it's not. It's unfair, right?
Go on.
The loot box thing, you know.
It's gambling, is what it is. It's the same thing as those Lego things.
It's paying to win.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as those Lego minifig packets you get collect one of 12.
Yep.
And they don't tell you what it is, so you can get like there was Adam Savage did an unboxing. We're off on a tangent, folks. Buckle up. Adam Savage did an unboxing of the Muppet one. So the Muppets released it. He got 3 Statlers.
Buckle up a lot.
You get 3 Statlers, 4 Kermits, and a Fozzie Bear out of 8 that he got. I guess if that's not gambling, I don't know what is.
I don't know how we got
I
there.
get 3 bells and 2 lemons.
Yeah. I don't know how we got there. But anyway, EA.
EA trying to sell themselves.
Yeah, I mean...
They're denying it, of course.
Yeah.
They're denying that this is happening, but they're talking about merging with...
Well, they've lost... They lost... Right, okay, let's break this down. They lost FIFA. Remember that?
They did.
Right?
Yeah.
Star Wars, I think, is no longer with EA. Or are they still working in Star Wars
I
games?
think they're still working in the Battlefront.
Is that not gone now? Because the second one was so...
It does mention it in here somewhere.
It was really... I mean, people bought it, but it was really... People were not happy about the loot box factor thing, you know? So there was things like that. FIFA's a big one, though, I think.
Yeah.
That must have made them a lot of money.
I don't think is that going to take... Oh, okay.
We're still quite surprised that, you know, they're offering themselves up here. So who's going to buy them? Disney?
I mean, so the names they mentioned, they put their hat in the ring, Disney, Apple, Amazon.
Usual suspects.
Usual suspects, yeah. Netflix? Or have they got enough problems?
I don't think Netflix should buy them.
No, I don't think Netflix should buy them.
That'd be a disaster.
I think that'd be the nail in the coffin. I mean, I don't know what makes a good. Maybe merging with Ubisoft makes a better idea.
Yeah,
maybe that would be a better idea for them. I mean, Take-Two they bought Zynga. That was a big one as well. Sony they're gonna try and buy Bungie.
Yeah, good luck.
For whatever reason they want to buy Bungie for. No offense, Bungie, but.
They also wanted to buy what's the company that made the Spider-Man games?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Insomniac.
Yes, they wanted to buy them as well.
Yeah,
which I thought was probably quite fair, to be honest with you. But you know,
I think Insomniac they want to be their own.
They didn't want.
They want to be their own masters. So to speak.
Yeah.
So the publisher recently revealed 3 new Star Wars games currently in production. So this is EA. It's abandoning some of its biggest licensing deals, but it still has 3 Star Wars games in production. So I think is one of them not? The Jedi Fallen Order. That's the one that's coming out soon, which is EA.
So it
games.
is. You're right. The sequel, the first one was great,
and then
but a little bit annoying.
there was another one that they were working on as well. I can't remember. Anyway, 3 Star Wars games that got in production, which is Respawn Entertainment. So that's Jedi Fallen Order. There's a first person shooter one, and then Battlefield series is made by DICE. So Battlefield's still there, or Battlefront, or whatever it's called.
Right. Okay. Whatever. Battlefront.
Your phone's doing the thing with the mic again.
Oh, do you know what it was? It's because I was looking at WhatsApp. I'm sorry.
No, it's right beside it just now. I can still hear it.
Oh. Okay.
So they're denying it. Comcast, Disney, and Apple did not immediately respond for comment either. If anybody was going to buy them, maybe Comcast, which is NBC Universal, but I think the only reason they would do it is so they could get access to the IP. And then Plants vs. Zombies movies.
So why are they offering themselves up? What's the?
I think the problem is that they're seeing that Microsoft is basically becoming this big massive powerhouse, and EA is going to get stuck behind and eventually get bought out. And I think they would rather they decided who the suitor was rather than the suitor being decided for them.
Okay,
I think that's what it is. It's more of a we need to sell.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be my guess. But yeah. So Anyway, more news to come or not to come, depending on who you ask. I don't know who's at EA these days. Like, I couldn't tell you. I remember my knowledge of people at EA ended when it was what's his name, Phil Moore, Peter Moore. Sorry, can't even remember the guy's name. The guy that's chairman of Liverpool FC now,
Right.
and John Ricoletti, who's now at Unity.
Right.
So, like, I couldn't care less about EA, to be honest. I don't play any of their games other than Jedi Fallen Order.
No.
That's it.
Yeah, I know. That's the only one I've played in recent times.
Yeah.
I did used to always get the FIFA games, but
Yeah.
I thought it was quite a shocker actually when they lost that, or
Mhm.
maybe the thingy ran out. This, what do you call it? Certificate? Not the certificate.
Oh, the contract, the
contract
deal.
ran out or whatever,
Yeah.
the deal, whatever it was.
But I mean, even we were kids, like we always played like Accolade and Epic's games. We never played EA games.
No, they took over Epics, though, didn't
I think so, yeah, and probably Accolade as well.
they? Yeah.
But yeah, I never really played that many EA games. Although we did, remember that one summer we played ice hockey on the Mega Drive.
Was it the Mega Drive? We never had the Mega Drive. It must have been the Super
No,
NES.
it was Douglas. Douglas had the Mega Drive.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we played. What the hell's icing?
God, I do remember that actually now. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, that was where EA kind of reigned supreme, and we didn't have that console. We had the Super Nintendo, so
right.
EA wasn't on the Super Nintendo.
Nintendo boys.
Yeah,
hence the title of our podcast.
Yep, that's right, Super Nintendo boys.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Myers says that he can do this all day. He says that Shrek is a dramatic role, and he'll be thrilled to do one Shrek film a year. I'm assuming the royalty checks have dried up, and he's looking for some cash.
Well, he's just done his Pentaveret show.
Yep. He has, which featured Shrek.
It did actually, which was a good gag, and I really enjoyed Pentaveret. I know you didn't really particularly, but
no.
Surely he must be getting some money for that. So I don't know. He's not done anything for ages, though. Until
he has
the
not,
Pentaveret. No. So maybe he's wetting his whistle a little bit now.
Yeah.
He's getting back in the game.
I thought I always got the feeling he was not happy with doing Shrek all the time. And I tried to find it for this because I didn't want to do like a hit piece with it. Well, back in 1992, you said, but at the same time, I was convinced that he was tired of doing Shrek. Because I mean, if you do something for too long, you're gonna get, unless you're keeping it fresh, it's gonna get boring quite quickly.
Like I think those films did. To be honest with you,
Sam loves it. There's an entire generation that love these movies, all of them.
Oh no, I know, but I mean the kids that grew up with them, but as adults that get dragged along with the kids, and you're watching it, properly, not properly, but for in a different level to the kids. I think they kind of went back to the ideas that they had in the first film and stuff, and which is what they always do.
Yeah,
and then things get repeated and stuff, but. I don't know. Sometimes see the reboots and things. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We've not had a new Shrek film for a while.
No. And it doesn't help me you look like human Shrek either.
You do, yeah.
Okay. Margot Robbie, queen of the prequels / reboots. She's at it again, folks. So she's doing Pirates of the Caribbean. G'day, mate, Ripper, and all that kind of stuff. Throw another shrimp in a barbie. She's also apparently there's no news about this, so who knows? This is pure rumor. But she's allegedly in talks to do a prequel with about Ocean's 11.
They've already done one though. Or it wasn't a prequel.
They did like
an all-female one
reboot of Ocean's. It was called Ocean's 8 with Anne Hathaway, Kate Blanchett,
Sandra Bullock.
Is it Sandra Bullock? Was it?
I think so. think. Oh, was it? Was it not? It was a heavy female cast anyway. It was
Oh, it's Sandra Bullock. Sorry.
Aye, no.
Yeah, that's why I watched it.
Yeah,
Sarah Paulson was
as
in
well.
it.
Sarah Paulson.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, Anne Hathaway was in it. Yeah, they were both in it. That's why it's confusing. Helena Bonham Carter, another great actress.
Good cast.
Mindy Kaling, Kate Blanchett, Rihanna, and I want to say Aquafina was in it as well.
Was she?
Yeah,
she was. You're right. Yeah. I never actually watched it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
God almighty. I'll be glad when his contract runs out. Anyway, so they're making a prequel apparently. Why?
That's another one that's got too many films, I think. Don't get me started in Fast and Furious. I know you like the thing, but
so I was thinking, well, they don't do prequels in Fast and Furious. They just they just keep going on the timeline.
Just get more ridiculous.
What I don't like about this, and we're going to probably touch on this when we get to Star Wars, and we'll actually end up having a heated discussion about this. I can feel it in my bones. But why do we have to do prequels to explain everything? Like, just leave it alone. Just stop. We were talking about this yesterday. We were having a conversation about prequels and things.
If we're talking about Star Wars, it's plot holes. They're fixing plot holes consistently.
I know, but that's the thing is that, like, just leave the plot holes. Just magic. It's one line of dialogue. Let's just make it up. But the problem with, like, go back and explain how the Force works. Oh, it's midichlorians. It's like you don't have to explain how the Force works. You just have to just let it be. It's the Force is the Force.
I wish they would leave some mystery. I must admit.
Exactly. I wish they would leave some mystery. And this is what I'm upset about this being a prequel. Do an Ocean's 9 movie with Margot Robbie.
But why does there need to be a prequel for Ocean's 11?
Exactly, anyway? because at the start, Danny was in prison for something, and therefore we have to find out what the reason Danny was in prison for. That's why we have a prequel.
So you're going to have George Clooney de-aged in it and all that jazz?
Doing his wee head bobble that he does. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Because he thinks he's a Beatle.
David
exactly.
Gray.
And he doesn't look directly at your eyes.
90s music fans. David Gray.
That's right. So I don't know why we need to do the prequel thing. I'm assuming it's because we need to find out why Danny went to prison. Who knows?
Okay.
So that's a thing. Great.
Okay.
You're a big Margot Robbie fan, though.
I love her. Yeah, I am. I think she's great. Is it
happy to see her in the movie?
Is it definite that she's doing the Pirates of the Caribbean thing? I didn't think it was definite.
I don't know if it's definite either. Another rumor that she's been attached to.
No, I think she's terrific. I think she's brilliant and everything. And
she's great.
She's a great actress.
Yep. She's even good in The Big Short.
Oh, she's great.
Her wee cameo piece in the Big Short.
Yeah.
Where she plays a character called Margot Robbie.
Huh.
All right.
Typecast again.
Talking of things that maybe we don't need to have. New Daredevil show is officially happening at Disney Plus. I have a confession. I didn't watch the third season of Daredevil.
I didn't watch any of it.
So yeah, apparently there's a revival series and it's coming to Disney Plus. And so this is the thing that's happening. Matt Murdock is coming back from the last time we saw him. He was saving Tom Holland from getting a brick to the face.
Yep.
So yeah, it ran for 3 seasons. I didn't watch the third season. I didn't watch the Defenders. I couldn't get through Iron Fist because I did not like the main character in Iron Fist.
Didn't watch it. Any of these Marvel TV shows?
Did you not watch Jessica Jones?
None.
Jessica Jones was good. I liked that. That was good.
Luke
Cage was okay.
I feel like I need to watch some of them. Yeah.
The Punisher was okay, but yeah, I don't know. I never finished the Punisher. I watched the the sort
They
of
were
like
all
prequel arc story
aye,
that they did in one of the Jessica Jones seasons, I
yeah.
think it was.
So these were all on Netflix previously, and now they're on Disney Plus. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, they're all on
Disney
Disney
Plus
Plus
have
now.
grabbed them back.
Grab them, yeah. Yeah. So they were on
Inhumans, I watched
Netflix.
that. That was quite good.
Inhumans.
Uh-huh.
That was part of Fox, I think.
It's on Disney
Um,
now.
yeah, I've not watched it. What's his face? Anton Captain Pike guy. Anton Mount. Heat Bound. He's on. He played Black Bolt in Inhumans, King of the Mutants, or whatever he's called.
Okay.
And he's the guy that does the sign language.
Right.
Because if he whispers you and then he blows your face off.
Oh, him, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a thing. Apparently, it's coming soon.
Yep. It's funny. I saw him. I was watching a film about the Blinks Mat robbery.
Brinks, Matt.
Brink. Is it
Brinks.
Brinks?
Brinks. Yeah.
The robbery. The old boys that did
Mhm.
the robbery, and he was the kind of computer whiz kid. I think it was Michael.
Okay.
I think Michael Caine was in the film. There's two actually. I've watched a TV show of it, and I've watched the movie. And I think it's the movie. He's the sort of the kind of brains behind, with the security cameras and things like that.
Right.
I didn't realize he was the guy that played Daredevil though.
He's the guy in Stardust.
Ah, God, so he is. Bloody hell! Didn't realize that either. Right?
With Claire Danes.
God, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was watching some with her the other
Charlie
night.
Cox. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, what was that I was watching with her the other night there? Oh, that's what I was watching. I need to write that down as well. That's what I was watching. I remember there was something else I was watching. I couldn't remember what it was. So anyway, if you like Daredevil, he's coming to a small screen near you sometime soon.
Nice.
Along with everything else.
Nice.
Along with Ms. Marvel and more Moon Knight and probably another series of Loki. And
More Moon Knight.
Probably.
Official?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I mean, they left it going there, and I think her the wife, Elia, or whatever her name is. Do you know what the problem is with all these characters? I can't remember everybody's name because there's just too many of them.
I can never remember names.
I don't know.
At all. Terrible.
So anyway, so she's apparently back in a spin-off, allegedly.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
let's not chewing too much. I'll get rid of this chewing gum.
Talking of spin-offs and all those kind of things, Star Wars. Let me just open this in new tab.
Yeah.
So this is the Fab Four they've got on the front cover.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Rosario Dawson, Pedro Pascal, some wee Scottish guy, and Diego Luna.
What a great photo.
It's a nice photograph, actually. So it's all the four of them. Interesting that Pedro Pascal has declined to put the helmet on this photograph.
Maybe he was asked.
Maybe he was asked, yeah. I don't know.
He's not a fan of the helmet, apparently.
No, he's not, no. Because he gives him helmet hair, as can be seen in this photograph. And if you watch us on YouTube, you'll see it.
This is basically... I think this is a big statement, actually, showing this is the
future of Star
generation,
Wars.
The future of Star Wars. Yeah. It's a big statement. We obviously we know about Mando.
Mm-hmm.
We know a little bit about Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Ahsoka.
Well, we do know one thing.
We know a little bit about
Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in it.
Only because Ewan McGregor blabbed it out.
Yes, only because Ewan said, "No, partner Mary's in it."
Aye.
Thanks, Ewan.
She's good though. I think she's
very good. Yeah. She was.
Yeah.
She was great in Fargo season 3.
Aye, she was in a film I saw called
Kate.
Yeah, which was really good
Woody
as well.
Harrelson. Yeah.
Aye, right action hero. I think if they ever rebooted Alien, she could play Ripley as well.
She was also Lucy McLean as well in Die Hard 4.0.
Oh, was she?
Mm.
She was also in Gemini Man. with Will Smith.
Okay, nobody saw that.
I did. I quite liked it. It was all right.
I thought it was tedious and annoying.
It was okay. Yeah, so Ahsoka, we kind of know what her story is.
Yep.
Now, Andor,
she's the Grey Jedi. She doesn't deal in absolutes, unlike her brethren, according to the Vanity Fair blurb. And I was like, only the Sith.
Yeah,
talking
we're potentially going to see Anakin in her show.
Mm.
We're going to see Thrawn.
Yeah,
Thrawn.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Aye, we're going to see him.
First
finally,
live action appearance.
Finally, it's good to see them bringing in sort of those characters from books and things like that. I know the big deal was when they brought them into Rebels.
Yeah,
was a big deal at the time.
I was watching Gallery, Star Wars Gallery, the Boba Fett one, episode 1. I don't know if there's going to be more episodes, but episode 1.
No,
and Dave Filoni was talking about how, as a sort of matter of necessity, they didn't want to have, the Hammerhead guy. They didn't, in Clone Wars, they didn't want a Hammerhead guy to have like subtitles. So they gave him like a translation box.
Yeah.
And he said, and he walked on the set of Book of Boba Fett, and the Hammerhead guy's got this translation box, and he's like, "We did that."
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, brilliant. So Andor, what we know from this article is basically that he's a refugee. It's a kind of story of great sci-fi. Always kind of reflects modern life. Yeah. He's a refugee getting moved from his country.
His planet got blown up.
His planet because of the bloody Empire, and his
bloody Empire,
Raddy Empire.
You know what it is? The Empire had scheduled a bypass to go through that world, and they sent a Vogon destroyer fleet, destructor fleet.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
But the plans were on display in a basement on the planet, behind a sign that said "Beware of the Tiger."
Yes.
In a locked filing cabinet.
Yeah, so I'll just let Sloan rant on. So it's a kind of a story that we've all seen in the newspapers, and God forbid, anybody's experienced that. So I think it sounds really interesting actually. His story, how that's going to evolve, I think it's really interesting. And I'm buzzing, obviously, for Obi-Wan, and Mando's dear to our hearts already. Ahsoka, yeah. I mean, from what we've seen of her, crikey. And do you not think this is a flavour of what we're going to see as I said to you before in the notes, what we're going to see in the celebration? This is going to be the kind of, we're going to see this.
I have a couple of, I have thoughts. The first thought is, it's great that we're getting, Ahsoka, and we're getting another series, The Mandalorian. I think that'll probably be the last one, the season 3 for Mando. I'm not sure how far we can go with it though.
I don't know. But, I hope they don't take it too far that it kind of loses sight of what it was.
Exactly.
Things,
because it's the lone, it's the warrior and the lone cub and all that kind of stuff. Like you got the wolf and the lone cub, so you got to kind of like, it's got to end at some point. The cub has to grow up and move out of home.
I mean, really, you could argue season 1 and 2 was a kind of tie in a bow. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Grogu get given back to his Jedi brethren, and that was him.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if they announced that they weren't going to do another series of The Mandalorian, I would be obviously upset, but I would understand. If they weren't going to go for that, and I think that would be okay as well, because they're going to come up with something else that's new. The bit that I don't like about all of these Star Wars things is they're a bit incestuous. Like one leads into the other one leads into this one, and like it's like you got to watch this one, because if you don't, you're going to miss the story. Like you're going to miss the if you said to yourself, I'm only watching The Mandalorian. I love The Mandalorian. I'm not going to watch anything else I'm not going to watch another piece of Star Wars. I'm just into The Mandalorian. You've missed 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucks. Like
I
the
know, but
expectation is that you basically you're sitting there consuming content on Disney Plus all the time when
well,
there's too much.
Marvel does that, but Marvel are better at it
I
because
don't know if they are though.
they are because Star Wars puts things in, and you're expected to go, oh, that was from such and such. Whereas Marvel are more, you can just watch a film for what it is. But if you watch the other things, then you're going to get more of an emotional impact, or you're going to get something more out of it than just watching that film. Star Wars just dumps stuff
Mm.
on you, like Darth Maul popping up. It's like, wait a minute, he
Like
died
yeah,
with no explanation
yeah,
whatsoever. That was a bad one.
that was a bad one. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because both Sam and I were like, "What? But he's dead."
yeah, I mean, one of my friends was like looking up the timeline, going, "Wait a
Yeah,
minute, when's this
yeah.
set
So were
again?"
we.
Because that's a total
Yeah,
curveball if you've not been watching,
it says here
regularly.
quite clearly 29
Yeah.
years before the Battle of
Mhm.
Yavin.
But Sloan, but you should have been watching the
Yeah,
Rebels
and
cartoon.
that's the thing I don't like. Like all these shows need to be standalone shows. I shouldn't need to be able to watch things like I liked in the like Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all that kind of stuff. They hinted at certain things that were happening in the wider world, but they were more concerned with the kind of parochial nature of things.
Yeah.
Like um, human trafficking. I think was in
Mm,
Daredevil, and Iron Fist as well. But
yeah.
yeah, there was things like that were happening locally that weren't necessarily like a bigger picture, like an alien invasion or whatever it is. They mentioned those things like
Yeah.
the Battle of New York,
Mm,
but it wasn't like a major part in it. Whereas, like as you said, Darth Maul appearing, you're like, what the
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. No, I think Marvel are better at it, definitely. But I
Do you
totally
not
agree
think?
with you.
Do you not think there's too many like Marvel shows though?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Like there's too much. Like the She-Hulk one that's coming out.
But you don't need to watch those. But you're
I don't
just
know
getting.
if, but the problem is though that they're becoming more and more like, oh well, if you watched all of She-Hulk and saw season 2, episode 5, then you'd know that this thing happened, and then
Mm,
you'll understand this movie better. It's like I don't, I don't want to get to the point where I've got to consume every piece of like because they're expanding all this over and out and over and over again. Like you had one Hulk, now we have two Hulks.
mhm.
So now there's like double the thing. So you gotta like the one of them is the movie Hulk, and then the other one is the TV Hulk.
I'm
Which,
gonna
by
have
the
to.
way, she was a
I'm
bit
gonna.
like Ugly Sonic
She was about actually.
uh,
I'm going to have
in
to
in
cut
the
this
CGI.
interesting to go for
We're
a
gonna
quick break.
we're, we're gonna
Sorry,
pause it for just a second. Please stand by.
this is interesting. See, I told you spoke about that too much before the show.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But yeah, so and the She-Hulk, the CGI. I don't know if it's because it's just preliminary. It's just early CGI,
Easy.
or
Well, people are talking about that. It's funny how because people were talking about the Inquisitors as well in Obi-Wan, how they don't look like they did in
in the comics,
anything,
cartoons,
any reference material
Yeah.
at all. You know, they've not got the kind of pointy head. Well, the Rupert,
Grint? No,
no,
another one. You mean, yeah, Rupert Everett.
is it Everett?
I think so. Something like that, yeah.
Anyway, guy that was in Homeland and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't look like. And me and Danny, we were watching episode 3.
Friend.
You know, Rupert Friend, and they're in that planet that those aliens are from. You know, and he's got that kind of slightly cone-headed type thing, but he's got the
Yeah.
lines and stuff. I just painted Rupert Friend's face white and just drawn a couple of hieroglyphs on him.
Sure.
It doesn't look like he should, but
Yeah.
I kind of hate all that. See if he's a crap character, and it takes you out of the thing. That's
Yeah.
probably more of a
That's
of a
more of a
criticism
more of a problem.
than how he's actually going to look, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
a bit of consistency. I don't know why they've not done that.
So we're going to get to talking about this in a minute, but there's bits in Rescue. So Rescue Range, Chip and Dale are back. We'll get to this in just a sec, which is why Jodie's wearing the shirt. But there's a bit in Chip and Dale where they go to Uncanny Valley. They find one of the clues and they go to Uncanny Valley.
The 3D characters.
Yeah, that's there's a bit in, I think it's where she does the superhero landing in She-Hulk, and she looks greener than the Hulk. Like they're clearly in the same lighting because they're in like a forest clearing, and they both do the superhero landing. One of them looks of the scene, and the other one looks like they've been drawn on later.
Do you not think she's Virgin and Princess Fiona from Shrek? I hate to go back to
Yes,
Shrek,
there was a bit in it where she kind of goes, oh, like that. She looks surprised, and it looks a bit like Princess Fiona singing, which is not good, because that wasn't great. I mean, it's okay for a cartoon, but it's not good for something that's supposed to mimic live
I know we're
action.
going to talk about this later, but I thought that was absolutely hilarious that they had Ugly Sonic, and that was
genius.
We were floored at that.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Did you see the Princess Leia and Kylo Ren mice?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of Easter eggs in there. It was so good.
Good.
Anyway, Star Wars. Yeah. So as you said, this is going to lead on to the celebration day, which is the 26th.
25th.
25th.
Yeah. So we've got celebration on Wednesday, I think. Mm-hmm. Then we've got Obi-Wan 2 episodes on Friday.
Yeah, Anakin's famous stride. I
love that picture, by the way.
Great picture.
God, it's great. Have you seen the meme when somebody's replaced that guy with?
Is that Pedro Pascal? On the left there.
Have you seen the meme where they've replaced that guy with the Jedi kids? Your favourite line from episode 3?
What should we do now, Master Skywalker? Love that line. Honestly, that is so good. That whole sequence where he goes up with a 501st, and he like lays waste to that. Like it's so dark and so it feels like that's George Lucas being his most pure George Lucas. Because remember, this is the guy that did THX 1138. Brutalism is in his vocabulary. So nice picture there.
Has Mr. Favreau lost a bit of weight? Or is that just the way it's been?
You think he's been CGI'd?
I think he might have been.
I think maybe he has lost a bit of weight. But yeah, those are the big hitters on the set of Obi-Wan. Deborah Chow obviously is I think she's either the showrunner or the main director, or
she's directing the whole series of Obi-Wan.
Oh, is she? She's directing the whole thing. Okay,
whole shebang.
Dave Filoni, who is basically turning into George Lucas before our eyes. I was looking at him in the gallery, and I'm like, dude,
he's the chosen one.
Yeah, he's the chosen one. Jon Favreau, who is just an amazing storyteller, and Kathleen Kennedy, who's good at getting money.
And Jon Favreau understands it as well. You know, the two of them together are just a total powerhouse. Completely. You know, the fact that Jon Favreau is a director, a writer, a producer, actor, Star Wars fan. Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
And him and Filoni, to me, are just should be the show. You know, they
should be the
guys
people in charge.
You know? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they are pretty much. You know.
Yeah. I don't think there's much we can. I don't think there's much to add to that.
Kathleen Kennedy's getting any sense about her, she should be listening to these two guys.
The Captain Phillips thing. Look at me. I am Star Wars now.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
How did you say no to that?
In fact, did you see Mark Hamill in the Boba Fett, the making of?
Look, he's got his little claw of his finger.
Do you see Mark Hamill saying this is the breakout? As he says, the breakout star. When he's sitting with Grogu.
Well, it's the same thing as well. I mean, I remember I was talking to Douglas earlier on. Douglas always said that that Mark Hamill was out-acted by a puppet.
Yeah,
on the set of Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. Frank Oz is a great puppeteer. I turned into that guy from Last Jedi.
Freaky. Why do you do this to me?
Shall we move on? So the 25th, 26th, that's when we're looking forward to all of this.
25th, 27th.
25th to the 27th. Well, 27th is Obi-Wan, isn't it?
Yeah, 25th. Oh, sorry. Celebration, 25th, 26th. Yeah. Is it 2 days, is it?
I don't know.
And then celebrations. Sorry, Obi-Wan's Friday. Is that right?
Our celebration is Thursday, May 26th, and it ends on Sunday, May 29th. So it's all weekend. It's a long weekend, folks. So
wow.
Take some time off work.
Jeez.
So I'm assuming that they'll maybe mention Acolyte in all of this.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Taika Waititi. Waititi. His movie apparently is next in the running.
Well, because what's her face? Patty Jenkins' movie's got to be postponed because she's got Barbie, is it? And Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman
again.
3.
Well, Barbie's with Margot Robbie as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Patty Jenkins. I can't remember who the director is of Barbie. I think it's Patty Jenkins.
Well, Taika's. I mean, we've not had a cinematic Star Wars movie for a while. Apparently, his is next, so I don't know if we're going to see anything from it because he's obviously heavy. His Thor movie is going to be coming out shortly, so I can't see them showing anything of it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work out for Taika. But yeah, Acolyte, we're going to see that definitely as well.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting mixed up because you kept mentioning Margot Robbie.
All right.
That's why I get mixed up.
Although I don't think we're going to see Acolyte. I think we'll maybe see like kind of art maybe from it. I don't think we'll see kind of.
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, because this is the High Republic one, isn't it? This is like 100 years before Skywalker.
But they're not calling it. They're not calling it that, so they're calling it something else. I think they've changed the name of the
time period.
Aye. Mm-hmm. I think so, which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
I think they've always got. It's as if they've always got. If it's a movie or a TV thing, Lucasfilm thing, they've always got to put their stamp on it. although they're the ones that come up with the High Republic stuff.
Yeah,
So that doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
So I don't think it is High Republic, is it? It's
Is it called Star Wars Acolyte?
it's not the Old Republic, is it?
Old Republic was a video game.
No, I know, but it's from that period.
Okay, so Leslie Headland gives details in Star Wars Republic.
Acolyte.
Sorry, did I say Old Republic?
You did.
I'm looking at it. It says the details in the Star Wars series, The Acolyte. After the critical and commercial successes of The Mandalorian, Disney's gotten busy with creating a slew of live action. Early struggles between the Sith and the Jedi, stating she wants to explore what events took place that allowed a Sith Lord like Palpatine to infiltrate the Senate. Describes the pre-Phantom Menace setting as a prosperous, and seemingly peaceful era where the galaxy is still sleek and glistening, giving it terms like Renaissance and Age of Enlightenment.
The Jedi, instead of wearing brown and dark robes, wear golden robes, apparently.
I don't like shiny Star Wars. I've said this
I don't
before,
like shiny Star Wars
time.
either. No.
Like, I like the lived in...
Yeah.
Everything costs money, therefore everything's getting broken and has to get patched.
Golden Robes is Snoke.
Is Golden Robes not a song by the Stranglers?
Golden Robes, texture like that. A minute, I think no. I started singing golden.
Golden, but she's
Eye.
Golden Eye. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
So, what have you been watching?
Well, we have been watching. I started watching the Kids in the Hall new TV series
on Amazon
Prime. On Prime. Because I love that show. We both did, I think, back in the day.
Squashing your head.
Yeah, and it's just as mental, if not more mental, the fact they're older. Oh, man. There's full frontal nudity.
Oh, dear.
In the first episode. I was not ready for that. and they're like, bouncing their bits about.
Yeah.
Full frontal. I was not ready for that. But, yeah, it's just as nuts and... It just seems more wrong than before, but it's so addictive. So yeah, I'm going to continue watching.
Cool.
I'm liking it. We watched. Well, we both watched Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale.
So we should probably talk, or we'll leave that to the end.
Yeah, let's leave that to the end. We can
leave that to the end.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there was two more films that me and Evan watched this weekend. The Northman with Scarred fella, one of the brothers.
Bob, Fred Skarsgård.
One of them.
Leaf.
It's the one that was in Big Little Lies.
Okay.
Who, funnily enough, was. In Big Little Lies was married to Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
And in this, he is the son of Nicole Kidman.
That's weird.
But wow, what a film. It's very mystical. It's like, just what you expect actually from the director who directed The Witch and The Lighthouse.
Oh, okay. Right.
So yeah, he's a really interesting director. It's three great films now he's got behind him, I think. More fart jokes. Did you watch The Lighthouse?
No.
It's a fart joke at the beginning.
Didn't know.
I haven't.
It's on my watch list, but I still haven't watched it.
More fart jokes.
Yeah.
Which for a movie like that, I'm like, he must have a bet going on with somebody that he can put a fart joke into a really serious, kind of movie
scene
like that. Yeah, so he did it.
Okay.
And everybody's great, and it looks fantastic. Bjork's in it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we really liked it. And then we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, did
Which
you?
is
Okay.
which is the big kind of movie out just now.
Which is the multiverse movie we asked for, apparently.
Well, that's what the tagline is, but it does. I think it overstays its welcome in the middle a little bit. An
Is
hour
it
in, you're
Michelle
like,
Yeoh? That's the lead?
yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Her husband is bloody Short Round that was in.
Ki Kwan.
Aye, so this
Right,
is like, so he did Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Then he did the Goonies. Then he did nothing. Right.
Yeah.
He's like produced. He's done background stuff apparently.
Yeah.
And now he's done this, and it's like another iconic film because you can tell this film is going to be so iconic. I would say the middle bit, everyone was like, "Oh God, I don't know if I can last much more of this kind of thing." But then it just flips you again and changes things enough for you, from my perspective anyway. And I think to myself, God, the hot toys and the figurines that are going to come out of this, man, it's just off the scale.
So is it an action movie or is it like a thinking movie or?
It's both. It's very much action. It's crazy though. It's like you think about the kind of the movies that we used to watch, in the ship when we were on the ship with our dad, and it's like the kind of crazy Korean, Chinese
martial arts
ideas that they have,
crazy stuff. Yeah.
And the kind of
was a kind of hint of that in like Crouching Tiger, where they're walking along the rooftops on like.
Aye, it's all that Think
like
of that, but
toes,
but surreal,
right?
Okay. Hot dog fingers and bonkers, and that's
cool. I do want to watch that movie. I like Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, she's great.
Even if she's in Star Trek.
He's terrific in it as well. Short Round. Can't remember his name. I used to know his name. Aye. He's terrific in it. How do you not know
Ki Kwan? No more parachute.
Well, he plays the husband, and
what was his name in Goonies? There's the mouth. Data, wasn't it? Do you not call Data?
Was it?
I think.
Anyway, he's great in it.
Looking it up.
Yeah, he plays two different characters. He plays like the kind of multiverse character who's like
Data.
this kind of guy that knows everything, and he plays the kind of husband that's beaten down. They're having a divorce and all that. I really enjoyed it. And cool. I've been watching Raised by Wolves, which I think's it's getting good actually now.
Two of my favorite sci-fi characters, mother and father. Father's my favorite.
I would say
mother and father are just fantastic.
I think that show is probably one of the best sci-fi shows out right now. Yeah. Regardless, even when it's not that, when it's kind of a bit pedestrian, which I think this season's been a wee bit, but even it's kind of most boring, it's still like far above anything for me, sci-fi wise. It's on the telly.
I even like the the guy that was in Vikings. He's really his character's really good.
Yeah.
The new Messiah.
His facial tics and things like that.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's good. And we have started to watch something. What is it? Oh, we watched a BBC thing. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a family. It doesn't matter really. I don't think anybody was that interested in it, but it was quite good. The girl from the IT crowd in it, we blasted it. It was like 6 episodes,
Catherine
30 minutes. Aye, her. Yeah. Aye, she's in it. She's the mum. But it was really good actually. When it was, or something, or as it is, or something. It's called something like that. It's called
Love, Death and Robots.
Oh yes! Oh God, man. Yeah, it's always hit and miss. But I think this season's been better than the previous season.
Really? I was looking at this, and so I watched the first one. I like the 3 robots. The sort of the TARS type robot. she's very analytical, and then there's the kind of playful one, and then there's the skeptical one that's like an Xbox.
Yeah.
That's been kind of anyway. I like that one. I love the tilt shift. Night of the Living Dead one.
So good. So
fantastic. Good. That whole thing, and then at the very end, it Earth blows up, and from space it just goes
a fart.
like that. Brilliant.
No.
Everything else is all about, like, all the synopses. It just sounded like it was the same thing. It was like moving from one place to another. They encounter something weird.
Yeah,
like, okay.
the two kind of ones that were like real kind of realistic looking. The one where they went into the guy went into like a kind of alien, a kind of bug colony, sort of, with a female, and she was like kind of studying the bugs and stuff. That was like weird.
Yeah.
And the one where it was like Starship Troopers.
Bugs again.
Didn't really go anywhere. But see the ones that looked like heavy metal comic book.
The cartoon ones.
Yeah. I thought they were really good. I didn't really like them, actually.
I'm going to give it another go then, because that's the only two that appealed to me, or like sounded different. Like it didn't feel like there was anything. It felt like there was one story and they did it like 4 times from the synopsis. I'm not saying that was true, but like from season 1, was it, where like I think the opening one is the one where the girl is in, she's taking control of this like big giant creature thing, like it's this big dumb thing, and it was like a big twist in it.
A fight thing.
Yeah, the fight thing. Like that's like an interesting.
The Harvester one was good as well.
The Harvester one's great as well. Like they were all different.
Have you watched the Rats one?
No.
This one, the new one.
Like I said, I've only watched the 2 of them. The Robots one and the Evil Dead.
Really?
Dead one, yeah.
Oh well, you can't say then.
No, that's what I'm saying. But when I look at the synopsis, like I was looking at the synopsis because I'm like, okay, what one am I going to read? What one am I going to watch next? I'm reading it, and it's like they go from A to B and they encounter C, and I'm like, it's every single one.
All right.
I'm like, okay.
So I've watched more than you. The Rats one's good, actually.
Okay.
That's really good, and it's Scottish.
Okay.
Aye.
Scottish Rats.
Aye, that's really good.
But after the fan breed.
Aye. I would say I watched more ones I liked than I didn't like so far.
Okay.
I've not watched them all though, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
And I think that's me.
All right. Well, I didn't
Dale,
watch
obviously.
Chip and Dale. Oh yeah. We'll get to that when I'll mention the stuff I watched, which won't take too long. Our Friday night movie was Chip and Dale, which we'll get to. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds is basically Star Trek, or actually, it's basically the Orville, which is coming back, which is awesome. Just give us that. That's all we asked for in Star Trek. That was it. Just give us a Monsters of the Week. That's all we want. Self-contained stories. This week was all about the classic Star Trek trope of the entire crew comes down with something except for one of the crew members, and they have to discover what's causing it. That one. Beautifully executed. It was the number one, Una or Ula, or whatever her name is. Again, I don't know people's name. I know Captain Pike and Spock because they're the 2 most iconic ones, but she was the only one that was left. Everybody's got a secret, it seems, on Star Trek these days. So it was really good. We watched the finale of Derry Girls, which is very sad. Twofold. It's ended, which is really sad because it was a good show, and it was a sad ending as well. It was a good ending, but there was a bit of sadness at the end.
Is that it done? Is it?
That's it. It's gone. Yeah, it's a good show. It's really good. We watched The Staircase, which is episode 5. So Michael's in the prison. He's in the pokey, and he has to deal with how things happen in the pokey. Did you watch The Staircase this week? Yeah,
we watched half of it. Actually, we didn't watch the full episode.
I think it's building up to. There's a bit where they go to dinner, and I think what they're building up to is Kathleen's realizing that Michael is spending all the money, and he doesn't have a job because he's an author, and he's like, he doesn't have a steady income. But she's struggling at work and doing all the things there, and she's coming home. She has to do work at home, and she's finding out that that's not fair. So they go for a meal, and they're having dinner with friends. It's not really a spoiler, but he says, he calls the waiter over and says, "I'll have another bottle of the Sancerre," and it cuts to Toni Collette. She's looking at her friends, and then she hears them saying that, and she just goes, and then looks back at her friends, and it's that face of the "how dare you" look, and it's very subtle, and it's very telling.
I think it's very,
very, very well done, that scene.
It's actually really cleverly done, isn't it? See episode 4 when she's kind of organising a party, but it's also kind of intertwining with when she's walking in. It's intertwined with the. She walks past the camera and it's the organising the party.
Yes,
intertwined with the investigators coming in.
Yeah,
it's dead clever, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really well done.
Yeah, it's really good.
Good show.
I watched the first episode of The Essex Serpent, which is on
did
Apple.
you? Okay.
Yeah. Right. Claire Danes and some guy that's in some comic book movie. Tom Hiddleston.
Our friend Tom.
Our pal Tom, who's excellent in everything. So if you haven't seen High Rise, highly recommend it.
Tom for 007, I say.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's too old as well. I think they need to get someone younger.
Really? Really?
Yeah. If I was producing, I would try and get someone in mid-30s. I mean, how old's Tom? No, late 30s.
41.
Tom Hiddleston is 41. So he's too old. He's too old. Too old, man. James Bond is 35.
Too old for training.
Too old. Too old for training. Too old for training. I liked it, but it's a very slow burn.
Apparently, it is for the first few episodes, and then it gets really good.
I don't mind it. I don't mind the slow burn. You know me and slow burn. I'm all down with the slow burn. Yeah. I don't mind it as long as I realize that things are going places and stuff. So
can you watch that Outer Range then? Okay.
I keep meaning to watch. That's the Josh Brolin one, isn't it?
It's a slow burn, but it's good. I'm enjoying it.
The female character that's in it, the Drifter. What's it called? Outer
Range.
She was in something the other day there that I watched. What was it? Imogen Poots. That's it. What the hell was it she was in? What the hell was it she was in?
I feel like
The Father. That's what she was in. She was in The Father. She was the help, the nurse. Yes. I thought I recognized you. I thought I saw you there.
What a film!
Anyway, I really should start doing Anthony Hopkins impersonations. It's not good. And that's it. That's where. And at the gallery as well.
Was that you just watched that?
Yeah, I'm not going to rent it.
Yeah, so Chippendale.
Let's talk about Chippendale. It's good, wasn't it? Well, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. That's all the time. That's all the time we have, folks.
I know. Keep going long. Chippendale. We thoroughly had a blast with it, and it was. I think we missed a lot because.
Before you dive into it, I have a question for you, and it's quite a serious question.
Uh-oh.
Who's this movie aimed for?
I've no idea.
Okay, because you have to be 13 years old and also have to have lived in the 1980s.
Well, it's funny because I think if you've got a kind of pop culture reference, Danny recognised a lot of characters.
Okay.
But I didn't even recognise, and he's only
Ugly
10.
Sonic was... I was straight up there. I was like, Ugly Sonic, fantastic.
See that? I thought that was absolute genius. See, when that came off, we were on the floor. We were like pure, wow.
It's great.
I thought, it's just off the scale good. He-Man.
Yep, He-Man. Skeletor was there as well.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
many.
some of the. This is some. I'm surprised that Screen Crusher, whatever his name is, has got this out. So yeah, there's Princess Leia and Kylo Ren. Is
Spoilers,
nice. Is
heavy spoilers here. I
the
suppose.
ruby? Yeah,
Or ruby slippers.
spoilers.
God,
Ruby
right.
slippers.
Right.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that was classic as well.
just
Peter Pan,
scream
adult
past that.
Peter Pan.
Played by Will Arnett
Yeah.
as well, who plays
Who plays
Batman.
Batman in the Lego Batman movie.
Ugly Sonic. There was a couple of Cars references. Little Mermaid Flounder was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Seth Rogen is all the
Yes.
cartoon characters he's played, except
Yes.
for a notable exception, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
The Villain's Trophy Room, Variety Magazine. Yeah, so there was just a ton of that's all they've got there. There was more than that though in all of Rescue
Oh,
Rangers.
so many.
But it was. I loved it.
Yeah. Do you know what I love the gag about this. I've had my CGI.
Yeah. Dale's
operation.
Dale's had his CGI thing. The other thing, at one point they start riffing with each other, and eventually they end up talking like Chip and Dale.
Yes.
Like they get high pitched talks, and he goes, "Oh wow, see that we were riffing there. It was really good." And it's like it's when they build a rapport, that's when they start talking like that. But I'm glad they didn't have that all the way through though, and they chose two different voices because it would have been super annoying, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I never watched the Rescue Rangers. I think that was kind of past their time period kind of thing. So I enjoyed it for what it was, the movie. You know, I enjoyed it for it being a cool CGI movie that was very self-aware and
self-deprecating humor as well. Like there's a lot of like Disney properties got a bash in this. Like Flounder we mentioned there. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was actually there, and this feels like a backdoor.
Simpsons got a thing.
Simpsons as well, yeah. The whole pirated movies thing. The plot.
I feel as if there's that whole plot about that. Though I felt as if has something happened that that feels so bitter about that. But
I don't know. It just seemed like an obvious thing when you see the plot. It seems obvious, but the J.K. Simmons is in it as well. He plays the grizzled detective.
Yeah, that's right.
Gumby or whatever his name is.
The plasticine.
Plasticine guy.
The whole Terminator 2 gag as well with him.
Even did the music.
Yeah, and then with the grater.
Yes. The waste paper basket. Yeah.
Oh, waste paper basket. Sorry.
Yeah. That was great as well. But what was I say? I was gonna. I can't remember now. It's gone.
It's gone forever.
It's gone. That's it. But yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good. It's like an hour and a half as well. It's not a particularly long movie.
The dog, the puppy, when he went back to his house. Yeah, Dale went back to his house. And Chip, sorry, went back to his... Is it Chip that's got the space gap in his teeth?
No, Dale's got the gap.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Mostly,
for the most part, when you see Chip and Dale, Chip is always on the left. Dale is usually always on the right.
All right, okay.
Because it's Chip and Dale.
Right.
So yeah, John Mulaney played Chip, and Andy Samberg played Dale.
Right.
And I thought they were really good. It was, Dale was slightly annoying, and kind of let's go, let's do this, and Chip was a bit more straight laced.
It's funny this not going to cinema, isn't it? Going straight to Disney Plus.
Straight to Disney Plus. I'm sure it was going to go to cinema at some point.
I mean, I'm delighted because
it's great, yeah. But
I think Danny's going to. It's going to be another one of those kind of heavy rotation.
Remember what I was going to say.
In this house,
It felt to me like it was a backdoor sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's who's in it as well?
Who's in it as well? But just the whole setup of the detectives,
animated by Richard
having
Williams,
to find things, having to find clues. They basically go to like Toontown at one point, and all those kind of things. It just felt a bit like this was, and also it's set in the real world as well, where Toons live as well. It felt very Roger Rabbity.
Yeah,
which is a
and
great movie as well. I
yeah,
mean, it's basically it's a film noir,
yeah.
detective
I was
story.
actually when I was watching it, I actually thought to myself, I wonder what the techniques are now, because obviously when we were watching it, the kind of making of Roger Rabbit before, it was like, people were like, you know a stick with a gun on it, and
Yeah,
going
that's
bum,
right.
bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum, kind of, or whatever,
Mhm.
and then they add in the CGI rodent or whatever,
Yeah.
onto that. I wonder how they've kind of, it'd be interesting to see the making of this,
Mhm.
see how they've moved on.
A lot of people wearing green spandex. That's what my guess is.
Probably, yeah, probably,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's great, and I love seeing. Do you know what I love now in animation? I love seeing different styles of animation mixed in
Mixed
on the
together. Yeah.
same
Mhm.
screen like that,
Yeah.
like Spider Verse was and stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, I just love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm honestly, it's a good point you made. Actually, I'm honestly surprised they never released this in the cinema because I think it would have done quite well.
Me
Um,
too.
and even if it didn't, you could always just go, you know what, we'll put it in. Here it is on Disney Plus now, and then
I
get
think
another
it would.
couple of
I
subscribers
think
that
the
way.
kids would have loved it. Yeah. Well,
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think they'll be lapping it up.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, if you're releasing it now, uh, this would have been the opening weekend for it, which is in May, which is
Yeah.
not a bad time to open a movie. Is May.
Well, do you know what? Like you were saying earlier on as well, it's like see the cultural references for the adults,
Mhm.
right? To me, for the adults going, oh god, oh god, right? So they're going to lap that up. The
Yeah.
kids are going to just lap up the fact it's like cool
Mhm.
and a really cool animated film. So I think repeat people would go to see it
And watch
again
it
and
again.
again, and
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
it could have been a really big one for them in the cinema, because
Yeah. It's true.
you've got the two kind of generations there going, lapping it up
Mhm.
basically.
It was funny as well. They take all the Shrek toys, dolls, whatever it is,
Mm.
and make them into toilets.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's funny.
I don't. Do you know? I tell you what. A question I've got about it though is how the heck did they get away with all those
Licensing.
franchises and
Don't know.
licenses?
It's the
I
same as
mean,
Wreck It Ralph. Think of sorry, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
uh,
Shouldn't it be Ralph Wrecks the Internet?
yeah, but Shrek
Um,
isn't even a Disney property.
nope. It's
So how
Universal.
the hell did they do that?
Unclear.
I thought it would be all like
Sonic's not either.
Disney,
Sonic's on it's Sega,
Aye,
but it's licensed to
aye,
Paramount.
aye. So how
And
did they
and
do it?
also that's not Sonic. That's Ugly Sonic as
Uh-huh,
well. That's the other
uh-huh.
thing.
I
So
know.
it's like, how do you
Oh
get
man,
that?
honestly, that alone was
Yeah.
just blew our minds. So funny,
It's
so funny.
what's really again it also the Ugly Sonic thing ties into the whole She-Hulk thing. Are they gonna change the CGI before they release She-Hulk now?
Mm,
Or is that it?
mm, who knows?
I don't know.
Let's petition.
Let's what?
Start a petition.
Should do, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it though, to be honest. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah. There's
Yeah,
too
we'll
many of
watch it.
these things.
Yeah, but we need to watch that one.
Why?
I like a bit of my Hulk. Hulk's in it.
Yeah, Hulk is in it. Actually, how did they get Hulk? Because he's licensed to Universal Studios as well. Again, because he's not the main character.
Unclear.
Unclear. Although Tim Roth is in it.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about the actual TV series now.
Yeah,
Aye,
yeah,
aye.
yeah.
What's he called? Dementor or something? Was he
Doc,
abysmal?
Dr.
Abomination.
Demento.
Abomination. Sorry.
Abomination, yeah.
Aye, aye,
Um,
aye. So he's
so
back. Yeah.
yeah. And he's pals with Wong as well.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen Shang-Chi, have you?
I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
When did you watch Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi. I watched it in the cinema,
All right. Okay.
and I watched it 2 weeks ago as well.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm. So that's it's good.
It's a terrible ending.
Have you seen Eternals?
It's a terrible ending.
Oh, I'd watch Eternals if you think that's bad. It's not. It's
No,
I think
no, no,
Shang-Chi's a
no.
good film.
I've watched Eternals and I've watched Shang-Chi, and I thought they were both terrible endings.
Really?
Yeah, but okay. At the end of, sorry, folks, we're off topic.
We're rambling.
At the end of Shang-Chi, he has this big fight with his dad. Spoilers. We all knew it was going to happen. It was walking down Broadway. You could see it was happening, and it's going great. And eventually, like, he kind of like tries to win his dad over and all that kind of stuff, and get his dad to be the good guy and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, this big dragon creature comes out and breaks apart the the whole point of comic books, and Stan Lee would tell you this, is it's all about human interactions and all these things. All these fantastical things happen, but it's all about the personalities. It's all about the people and its emotions and all that kind of thing. And this big bloody dragon comes out and ruins it, and you're like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden you're in a big CGI battle, and things are moving too fast, and I can't see it because it's in 3D, and now I don't care. I don't care about Shang-Chi or his dad or whatever his mum did, or I don't care anymore because there's big flashy things on screen now, and I'm distracted.
Sorry, I can't help thinking about how ironic it is how you're talking about how they've ended a movie badly and how badly we can end a podcast. do you know how, like, songs should just end with a instead of a ba. Yeah.
That's how you end a podcast.
Listen, we can't end a podcast, so
at least our podcasts don't end with a big CGI battle.
What the pity?
Instead, it ends with cake. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Anyway,
this is like watching Everything Everywhere All at Once. Multiverse version episodes.
If you got this far, God love you. Don't forget to smash that like button and share, comment below as well. And of course, if you want timely reminders we've put up a new podcast, then hit the old subscribe button with a notification bell, and YouTube will work its algos and give you much joy and happiness. And other than that, I would you have anything else we want to talk about?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.